Life. It's like a rough sea. You feel sometimes that life is shooting you with no mercy, and you can't do anything about it. But before you do anything you regret it later, just stay with me and watch the video to the end. Imagine with me. Imagine trying to explain something to a good friend. You open your mouth to form your words, but your friend doesn't understand you. You try and you try, but it's as though you're speaking gibberish and your friend only stares at you uncomprehendingly. That's how most people feel when they hate life. You feel utterly unable to explain to family and friends how you are feeling. Their worldview was so different from yours that it was like trying to describe Earth to aliens. What can be worse than this? It can be worse that you could barely explain your experience to yourself. Having anxiety and depression can make you more perceptive and empathetic. It may surprise you to hear that Abraham Lincoln struggled with depression. So did Winston Churchill. Both of these men were formidably ambitious and had impressive careers. They also spent large parts of their lives feeling anxious and depressed. While it's sometimes said that they achieved so much in spite of their depression, you could also formulate it differently. Perhaps they were able to achieve what they did because they had experienced anxiety and depression. That might seem counterintuitive. We've just spent a long time talking about how depression can immobilize you and colonize your mind with terrifying thoughts. How could that be conducive to leading a country? Well, depression makes you intensely aware of how painful life can be. Perhaps the deep empathy that allowed Lincoln to be able to see how inhumane slavery was came from his experience of depressive breakdowns. Winston Churchill was one of the first European leaders to intuit how dangerous the Nazi Party would become. It's very likely that his intimate knowledge of the darker sides of life gave him the sensitive perception that other leaders lacked. Experiences of depression and anxiety create a thin skin that allows you to be intensely present to the world around you. This isn't only useful for politicians. Many esteemed writers have turned their perceptive understandings of the world into art. And Edvard Munch's famous painting, The Scream, wouldn't exist if Munch hadn't had a panic attack when he was on a walk at sunset. Being thin-skinned means that he stays close to his feelings. During the breakdown those feelings were largely negative, but they can also be extremely positive. They make him feel deep joy at spending time with his children. Or weep in appreciation when reading a good book. When you're in the grip of anxiety and depression, you view the world through a distorted filter. It feels like life will never be enjoyable again, like you have nothing to look forward to. But that's not true. With time you'll be able to regain your sense of perspective and develop tools to start feeling better. Having experienced anxiety and depression will give you an enhanced sensitivity to the world. This can be overwhelming, but it can also fill you with delight. Alright guys, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and click the like button. Also let me know in the comments below what you learned from this video, or if you have a suggestion for a future video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.